Good afternoon, traders. It is Thursday, May 26, 2016, and the U.S. stock market is closed. Uh, we might call it today D-Day for Disaster Day. Absolutely one of the worst days that I've had in quite a while. Um, but before I talk about how this was the worst day that I've had in quite a while, let's just get this out of the way with the Dow. Um, I had called the Dow down today. It ended up closing down 23 points, which was to be expected. It's at this resistance area up here where the red line is. It wasn't going to let us through yesterday, and it certainly wasn't going to let us through today. All I would have to say is that the sell-off today didn't amount to too much, and I am predicting a fairly big down day for tomorrow. Okay, the disaster part of it is, we had a pile of positions. I think 13, if my memory serves me correctly, and we didn't have any big problems with that yesterday. We had positive open trade, uh, but two of the stocks, um, Ionis Pharmaceuticals and Ovis Science, just fell out of bed. I don't know if it was the earnings reports. I don't know what it was. I have got these kind of openings before in one market, but I've never had two stocks do it to me in the same day. And this has just kicked us in the solar plexus. We ended up closing out negative $30,000, if you can believe that. And I will show you those individual trades in just a second. We got into four new positions, and three of them are negative, only one is positive, so we're carrying negative $2,000 in open trade going into tomorrow. So, as I say, it was just a disaster. I'll show you here I'm going to show, obviously I have nothing good to show. I'll show you the disasters. Uh, this first one is Ovis Science. We had bought that yesterday. It actually closed positive for us, and then look at this gap here. I mean, just massive gap down, and this costs us over $13,000. I mean, just a huge gap here. Just bam. And then the other one was even just a little bit worse. This is Ionis Pharmaceuticals. Um, and we bought that, and that again closed positive yesterday. And then look at this gap. It is very similar to Ovis, except that ironically, this exit point, we lost $14,000 on this. But this was about the best place we could have got on. Look, this thing continued to go down. This went down probably another $5,000. You can believe it. I mean, this thing was getting down here. That thing's close to a $20,000 loss. At least we got out here. But to have two losses in two stocks, 13,000 and 14,000, have it happen on the same day. I mean, that's trading hell, and that's exactly what happened today. So I don't know what else to say. I will say something. I am going to rework the portfolio this weekend. For those of you who are customers, I'll email you the new portfolio. I'm going to remove some of these drug stocks. We're heavily invested in drug stocks. I have, I mean, you may have heard me before. I don't like the drug companies at all. I think they're kind of scam outfits, are way overcharged, and one of the problems is that they are heavily subsidized directly or indirectly by the government. I mean, a lot of these companies make huge amounts of money out of that they take from taxpayers as a result of getting federal programs like Medicaid to pay for these drugs. And so I think in an election year, there may be some people, and I'm not talking about any specific party at all, that may take aim at this as being you know, cutting back on some of this favoritism that the government shows these drug companies as being a way of cutting taxes. And that could be why the drug companies are nervous. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to get us out of some of these drug companies because they're just extremely volatile. And the brokers obviously have gotten nervous about drug companies because they bumped up the margin requirements on these drug companies enormously. So I'm going to be working on that this weekend. Anyway, horrible day. What else can I say? This is Trader Bob signing off. I'll be back here online tomorrow on Friday